Hello, everybody. How are you guys doing? So today we are doing Blaine County's mayoral debate. I will be hosting this as Miss Beckford. She'll be essentially the assistant to Tim Harris, who will be asking the questions. We'll have two candidates kind of go back and forth as they're essentially going to be I say ruling like it's a kingdom, but they're essentially going to be in charge of this area of the map, right? So you have Los Santos, which is the city, which unfortunately our mayor is currently experiencing a coma for story reasons. And went through an assassination attempt. And Blaine County, as the slang like to says, is everything essentially above, north of the Vinewood sign. So they're about to come in a couple minutes. Miss Beckford will probably be talking with Mr. Harris, and then we'll kind of have it conducted. They talked about doing it at the Vinewood Bowl, but we thought it was best that the Blaine County debate be held in Blaine County. You know, because it makes sense, right, guys? We try to be a little immersive. So Miss Beckford has flown back from France. She's jet lagged and irritated. She's been like jerked around a bunch and done a lot of stuff, but for the most part, everything's been pretty good. So I will be here if you guys need any questions for those who are tuning in from the Starstruck RP community. If there is a call out from the news per se that we essentially would like the community to ask any questions for our candidates, or if you're a newcomer and you're just like, hey, I'm curious what's going on, etc., feel free to type it in chat. Because I'll be RPing, I might be a little slow to respond, but I will do my absolute best. I am an admin on the server, so you might see me do a couple of commands, etc., here and there. I'm tempted to kind of move my PNG tuber a little up so that I can give you. So let's see where my little box goes. I don't think my box is possibly going to cover that. So even if I move and float my little baby over there, I don't think she's really gonna block much. And yeah, I don't think it's gonna be worth moving her all the way up there. So you guys will just have to enjoy. But yeah, so we'll have to contact Mr. Harris and see what that's all about. So further ado, we'll prep for our mayoral debate, and you guys can make laugh at me as I make a fool of myself over here. All right. Let's see what we got here.
Hi, Darwin. How's it? Oh, excuse me. Sorry. Hi, Miss Beckford.
Hello,
Sorry
Mr.
about that.
Harris. Do you happen to know when we're going to be starting the prep for the mayoral debate? It's supposed to be starting in 5 minutes, and I wasn't sure where the candidates were. I haven't seen them arrive.
So Dumpface is here at Bayview. Dave is here at Bayview.
Do I just not see you?
I'm sitting out front.
I'm also standing out front. Let me take a look.
Maybe you need to think about can't see.
Oh, beautiful. Look at
You're
that. I'm right behind you. It's totally not creepy.
hi, Miss Beckford.
Hello, Mr. Harris. Oh,
How the heck
hello.
on the phone? Uh, I think I figured it out. It's probably posted on Twitter that I'm here.
Okay, perfect.
Join us at the there. Wait.
I'm going to have to be like used to doing the in-head push to talk because I normally do voice activity, but I don't know if it's possible to do it with showing eyes with the purple contacts.
Oh yeah, because then you would be saying, "Oh, thanks for the follow."
That's not what I'm talking about. But
Oh,
regardless,
okay.
who, who is? Oh, is that Dave Torres?
Dave Torres is here. Isn't that cool?
He looks different. What has
He's
changed?
he's a reformed person now. He's not a criminal anymore.
What do you mean he's a reformed
I
person?
love how our mayor isn't even in a suit.
I mean, it's Blaine County, Mr. Harris. Do you really expect him to just? Never
Uh,
mind. Never
Just a little
mind.
bit. Just a little bit. Not too much. Just a
No,
little bit.
no, no,
No?
no.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, okay, so this is my hypothetical, right? So
Huh?
this is the county, right?
Right.
Where it's the country, right? It's like the
Okay.
desert, right? And you expect the candidate to show up in a suit.
Well, just a little bit. I mean,
Mr. Harris is nitpicking your outfit and is surprised
no,
that you're
I'm
not in a
not.
suit.
There's just a geriatrical man in there with a fucking suit on, and he's the same color as me. It's not right. I wear the blue suit. Not him. That's what I'm pissed off about. He copied me.
No, no, he totally said that. He was disappointed that you were not in a suit. Don't let him fool you.
I did say you are disappointed wearing the suit, but I don't know. I just kind of your outfit, though. It's okay. No hard feelings at all. At least it's not raining anymore. It was raining a couple minutes ago, and my hat got all wet.
Mr. Jackson, if you're talking, we can't hear you. Just as a heads up.
I wasn't.
Okay. Just want to make sure.
Now, he likes to listen and observe. Something I really admire about him.
Either that or you just talk too much, Mr. Harris.
I can be quiet.
Shall we go in since it's like 1 minute left?
Yeah, I guess.
Yes, of course.
I'll at the door.
Oh, where's my water? Oh, thank you.
Fine.
I swear to God, this is just gonna get crazy. Oh, I need to move
your
my cat.
throat
Hold on.
lubricated.
I just got a really fucked up head, man. You know.
So, tell me, Mr. Torres, I was informed that you somehow reformed or changed.
He's reformed.
Yeah, I'm getting there.
Interesting. All right. Well, Mr. Harris, as much as I would love to stall, unless you're expecting company, it's probably good that we start shortly, unless you would like to allot time for the citizens.
Yeah. Do you know if your friend is coming?
No, he's not.
Okay. All right, fine. We'll get started now.
My crowds are big. The crowds are so big.
What?
Activity crowds.
What are you going on
Crowds
about?
are small.
Okay. All right, let's what do we just like stand here?
Jesus fucking Christ.
James,
What?
take a seat with respect for the
What?
table. Maybe we can
What?
shout. I said
Oh.
take a seat.
Oh, okay, damn.
You said you couldn't hear me, so I spoke up.
Yeah, I had to step over here.
What are you doing?
I don't know. I'm just here.
Okay. All right. This is fine.
But Mr. Harris, just choose the fireplace or something like that and just have the two people face each other. Almost like they're getting married, but not.
I always do that. Get up here. Come on.
Jesus Christ.
One of you in that chair, one of you in that chair. That work. And then we could just like yell at each other. Like,
No yelling, please, for the love of God.
Oh,
Why the heck does that... Never mind. Why does it have a hat?
I have a hat.
Look up, Mr. Harris. Oh my God!
Oh, shit.
Mr. Harris!
hey, hey,
Can
man,
we not?
security.
Can we not? Mr. Harris, Mr.
The
Harris.
security's gonna want to have a word with you.
I did not mean to do that.
Mr. Harris,
I
the
didn't
thing
know it was
above
gonna be-
you...
I didn't know it was gonna be this kind of debate.
No,
It's
no,
okay,
no.
I can get you off.
No,
I'm
that's
like the
Miss
mayor, I'll
Area's
pardon you.
slogan.
When I'm elected mayor, I will pardon you.
Here, let me help you back up. All right, all good now.
The thing above your head, Mr. Harris, has a hat. That's what I was talking about.
All right.
Okay, you can wear a hat.
Okay, so if you just want to start introducing yourselves, we'll start with you. What's your name and such?
My name and what?
Your name and stuff. Well, what's your name?
Oh,
He
no,
said
hi, everyone.
size.
I'm Avery Jackson, running for the office of Mayor of Blaine County.
Oh
I
shit!
am
He
a
showed up.
former U.S. Army vet.
He said he
I
wasn't going to
served,
show up, but he totally
two
did.
tours, one in Iraq and one in Afghanistan.
Alright, cool. Alright, what about you?
I don't need an introduction. You know me. My name's Ronald Dump. You know, just Ronald's fine. Just, Mr. Dump, that was my father's name. And I don't want to ride in the coattails of my father. I got a small loan, $1 million. But I don't want to ride in his coattails. You can just call me Ronald. I'm ready for this debate.
Okay, cool. Alright, so what we're gonna do is I'm gonna start by I'll read off a question, and then I'm gonna get each other's kind of thoughts on it, and then we can kind of go back and forth. All right. So first, I guess let's start with you since we're gonna go from left to right here. Kind of tell me what your goals and aspirations are for Blaine County and the surrounding areas, and then we'll go to you next.
Well, my goal is simple: to protect the people of Blaine County, make sure they are able to feel safe without having to constantly worry about crime and other forms of chaos. Basically helping the people, have a better peace of mind, a better life.
All right, that's pretty good. All right, and kind of tell us.
Oh
what
my
you think.
god, Mr. Harris should not be commenting.
That's so interesting. It's so interesting because I want to reduce crime to zero. We're gonna put up a wall. We're gonna put up a big wall. And we're
Jesus
gonna
Christ.
make Los Santos pay for it. We're gonna put a big wall. We're gonna keep the undesirable people out of Blaine County. We're gonna put them back down in the city. We're gonna export them. We're gonna take all the immigrants that come up from the city. I'm gonna spend a lot of money to send them back to the city. I'm gonna give people jobs in my new task force for hunting down illegals and the aliens and the Hannibal Lecters.
What? Oh my god.
All right, and the first thing, let's just talk about some things that are on the ballot. How do you feel about the Open Borders to Closed Borders Act that they're trying to pose?
Well, I can comment on one thing that my opponent said about building this wall. So, in my opinion, I don't necessarily believe a wall separating both counties is really that necessary. I do respect my opponent's viewpoints and kind of agree in some way that there needs to be more kind of a more strict on people going in between both counties. The wall, to me, just sounds a little bit over the top, especially if we're making the city for it. I do believe, though, that as I said earlier, to be more strict about people going to and from, especially those with not the best moral viewpoints or activities.
Okay, that's pretty good. Do you have a rebuttal or what?
My,
Point?
my
Or would you like to
opponent,
stop it?
my opponent talked about how the wall is going over the top. I think that's a problem. It can go over the top of the wall. And I think what we do is we make a big dome, a giant dome over the top of all of Blaine County. And so they can't go over the top of the wall. I don't think the measure goes far enough. I think you can always go over the top. But with the big old dome on top, they can't go over the top. That's what I think needs to happen is a big wall, but not just a wall, a dome over the top. And it'll be a big dome. I know about it'll be so bigly. I know the best about big domes. I walk into a room, people say, Donald, you got the biggest dome. I say, yes, I know about domes.
Okay. Jeff, want to add that topic, or what's the next topic?
I'll go ahead and move on to the next topic. I don't have anything to comment on that.
Okay. Oh, how about you? You ready for the next topic?
I'm ready for the next topic.
Okay. How do you feel about the new gun control topics that you had brought up earlier in your campaign? You want to talk a little bit to that?
I actually would love to talk about that. My stance hasn't changed. A dear friend of mine, and some of you may know him, uh, passed away recently, and we had talked a little bit before his unfortunate passing. God rest his soul. And he had mentioned that he wanted less strict border, not border, less strict gun control laws north of the Vinewood sign. And when he means north of the Vinewood sign, he's referring to Blaine County. And I do agree. While I don't believe we should go, balls to the wall, just less strict laws. Maybe you add a little bit more uh, weapons to the gun stores around here so people can, buy some things that you can't buy in the city.
Well, that's pretty high. Do you have anything to add to that?
I just like to say that when it comes to gun control, there's nobody I know anymore who knows more than controlling the gun. It's me. I go, my gun's controlled. Now, what I want to do is I do want to have gun control for Blaine County, but I want mandatory gun control. I want where anybody goes, I want them to mandatorily control the guns, the ones that they're mandatorily going to be possessing with them. Everybody gets a gun. You're old enough to walk, you're old enough to bam.
Oh my god, that's fucked up, man.
What's that?
I'm sorry.
Actually, I do. While me and my opponent might agree that gun control laws in Blaine County should be less strict. What my opponent is saying is once again a little bit over the top. I don't believe uh, that just I don't believe just anyone should uh, have a gun. When I'm talking about less strict gun control laws, I'm talking about less strict gun control laws for good law-abiding citizens, and especially those who are able to properly wield a gun and have gone through the correct safety measures. Not just if they can walk, if they can move around, they should own a gun.
Fuck you, casual.
Because if we allow everyone to have a gun, then that would mean criminals would also be getting access to these guns, and that's exactly what we don't want: is more guns in the hands of criminals.
We have to allow the populace within inside the domes to be armed so that they can properly patrol the borders for illegal aliens. So more guns, mandatory guns. That's all I have to say. Next topic, please.
Are you ready for the next topic?
Next topic, please.
Okay, all right. Let's talk about tax. In recent times, the state has actually increased the amount of sales tax and income tax for most or all civilians. How do you feel about that? Or what's your kind of stance on that?
Well, I am actually for lowering the sales tax because I do believe for the people of Blaine County, they should be able to keep more of the money as we, as American taxpayers, do pay quite a lot. And more money in the hands of the people is better for the economy.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about how you feel about that, or do you have a rebuttal or anything like that?
I do. Here's what I think. Okay, necessity is the mother of invention. Okay, and if we're gonna bring industry and economy back to Blaine County, okay, people are gonna have to suffer in the short term. Okay, that means raising taxes. That means raising tariffs. That means taxing the shit out of people. It's just how it is, Because but from that strife, from that conflict, that breeds growth. It grows people into stronger people, into smarter people, and then from that adversary they can overcome, be stronger within the dome as a people.
Okay. Do you have anything to add to that?
If the citizens of Blaine County are going to have to pay more taxes, that means, well, for one, um, the citizens of Blaine County aren't going to have as much money in their pockets, and if they're not able to have as much money, um, it's basically keeping the morale of the people of Blaine County high. The more money in their hands, the higher the morale. If people are paying all these insane, outrageous taxes on these items, then that's less money in their hands. I do agree, though, that taxes should be a thing. I just don't agree they should be as high as they are. Maybe a little bit less, but not higher.
Do you have anything to add to that?
No, next topic, please.
Okay.
Next topic, please.
Perfect. All right. So the next topic is the is a controversial one. All about. Um, there's the whole Pluto Bay and Sandy Shores kind of rework, right? The modernization of Pluto Bay and Sandy Shores. How do you believe? How do you feel about that? What's kind of your goals, thoughts, and mind on that? Kind of, are you for, against that type of thing?
Well, that is a very good question. And to answer that, I am against the modernization of Blaine County. This Blaine County has thrived for many years exactly how it looks now. We don't really need the modernization because completely turning this place into another Los Santos just ruins the spirit of Blaine County, and that's the last thing we need is another Los Santos.
Good points. Do you have any more to add to that? Or?
No, you may get my opponent's rebuttal.
Okay. All right. Feel free to jump in there. Tackle that.
Think you think as a civilization, first there was a fire and that was pretty good, and like after that there was like the wheel and like circles and stuff, and that was pretty good. And I think this next modernization that we're about to do as a civilization, the dome, I think it's gonna be probably the best. It's like I said, the best thing since the wheel. We're gonna modernize the shit out of it. We're gonna have a big dome, and then we'll have electric helicopters and diesel powered boats.
All right. Do you have anything to kind of rebuttal off of his topics?
I do not.
Okay. All right. Well, it's our 2 cents. You kind of segued to my next topic. Next topic is kind of transportation. We're talking about commercial trucking, flight, cars, water, that type of thing. Kind of tell me what are your goals and processes and policies you would put in place
I'm gonna
for
start. I'm
transportation.
gonna start. I'm gonna talk more about the electric helicopters and the diesel powered boats. So there's this stuff that comes from the ground. They make it and they call it diesel. It comes from the Middle East. Sometimes the Iraq, maybe China. I don't know. I don't know where it comes from. But they put it in the boats, and then you can get this. You get this other stuff. It's a rock or whatever. They put it. It's from the cell phones, and then they put it in the helicopters. and then we live in the dome, and the boats and the helicopters go around the dome, making all the noises and stuff.
Okay. Do you have anything else to add to that?
No, I no.
Okay. Feel free to give me your kind of your rebuttal, your topic on that.
I actually don't have a rebuttal for that. I'm gonna be honest. I kind of didn't understand what he was talking about.
Would you rather just repeat the question?
Yes, please.
Okay, sure. The question was, when you're in office, what is your outlook on transportation, commercial trucking, cars, flights,
Fucking
that type of thing?
Treadle dump is just ridiculous. Oh my god.
Well, I can say one thing about
I'm dying.
trucking, commercial trucking. As someone who's owned uh, a couple businesses, owns one now, and one when I stayed in the city for a short amount of time. The people that sacrifice a lot of their time and well-being to make sure these truckers make sure that the items get to where they need to go on time. I do believe that those individuals are the basically the cornerstone of America. When it comes to, I think you were talking about like transportation evolving. Um, I don't personally have an opinion on that. Everything's kind of going smoothly at the moment. I don't see a need for evolving transportation.
And I'd like to rebuttal.
Okay, sure.
You said the truckers and the cornerstone of the industry. But with the dome, we don't have cornerstones in the dome because it's round.
I'm not going to add any further rebuttal to that.
Oh
sir.
my god.
We can move on to the next topic.
Oh my god.
Are you ready for the next
Jesus.
topic?
Yes, yes, please.
Okay, the next topic is business. Business is kind of a big deal here. What kind of are your thoughts, Mr. Dump here, on how business can improve the economy? Do you feel it does? Do you feel it doesn't? What kind of your ideas you have in mind for putting policies in place? Kind of jump into that for us.
They ask me so much about running a business. I have I've run so many businesses. I've run them up, I've run them down, and they ask me. They say like, how do you run it? They ask me what you've asked me. They say like, how do you do it? They say, well, the first thing is you got to know what you're doing. So first thing you got to know is what you're doing. That's I know what I'm doing. Whenever I go, people look at me and they're like, "Man, it's a guy who knows what he's doing." So I go there, I show up, and they're like, "Wow, whoa, what a guy! What a guy! Look at him. He knows what he's doing." And I'm like, "Whoa." I'm like, "Yeah." So first I do that, and then second prong, like they do in the wartime. Sometimes they do it on boats. So, oops, sorry, I got a text here. Let's see. Okay, no, wait, hold it. Sometimes they do it on boats. We give them money. The people that work, if you work, you get money, and then you can do, that's how it looks like in the dome.
I am
You
kind of
get the
curious,
money,
like,
and then you can
what
you
they
can buy the
decided
things
to
that you need.
message. Let me
If
see.
you work, you get the money, and that's how the economy goes around. They'll have the electric helicopters and the diesel boats under the dome. It'll be a big dome, big leap, and it'll be the biggest dome, probably one of the biggest domes that anybody's really ever seen. It will be imported, but it will be made by
We
people.
I think you're a little bit off topic. The
Yeah,
question was just
it'll be made, but I just want to say it'll be paid for by Los Santos. That's it.
Go ahead and give us your thoughts on business.
I think that's so funny.
As I mentioned earlier, I've run I've run a business before, and I currently run a business now. I mentioned earlier when I lived in Los Santos for a short time. I was the current manager and owner of Muscle Sands Vespucci Beach. Some of y'all may have visited there before. I ran that for a time, and now I run Beaker's Auto and also the gas station there, and I co-manage the general store with the state, as some of y'all are familiar with. When it comes to business, it falls back into the taxes and how pricing is. You want your you want your prices to be fair enough to where you make some, but it's also not burning a hole in the customer's pocket. If the customer can come to a gas station or the general store, they come visit my mechanic shop, and they feel like my prices are fair compared to the competition, then they're going to not only come back to the business another time, they're also going to network that business to other people. And if they're networking that business to other people, then you're going to see more people coming in to your business. It's all about networking and making sure you're making a profit while the people still don't have to worry about burning a hole.
So many good topics there. You ever rebuttal at all?
Yeah, there's a. You don't have to worry about prices under the dome.
Is she okay?
I think my friend fainted.
Oh God. Give me a second. Let me
Just
see.
keep going.
Oh my God, do we need a doctor?
It's
Okay,
fine.
keep
It's
going.
fine. It's fine. I got him.
Hey, look pretty so loud over there.
Mr. Torres, stop it.
Huh? Oh, shit. Oh, sorry.
Whose turn is it?
We're taking a brief intermission just while we get some people in the crowd sorted.
Oh fuck, what happened?
Okay, how brief?
You can just sit tight
Jacob
just a minute.
fainted. That's what happened.
It's okay. Just
I
hang
need
tight.
to change my depends.
Oh my God.
Oh dear.
Try
I don't think I had my.
try flexing.
Well, if you need to go do that, go ahead and do that, and then we can.
Try
we can
flexing
resume
your
here.
U muscle.
No, I can wait.
There you go. Good job. I'm proud of you.
Sorry about that. I'm good. Keep going.
Mr. Torres, if you keep it up, I'm going to kick you out outside. It is a mayoral debate.
sorry.
Behave as such.
Mr. Torres, shut your mouth. We're trying to do government stuff up here.
It's okay, that's a boy.
Sure.
It's like a
Okay.
hungry young man.
All right, let's go ahead and jump back in. Intermission's over. Hold on. Let me go ahead and tell you that this whole thing has been sponsored by so many people. Thank you. All right, let's go ahead and jump into the next topic. So we just ended on such a good one. We just ended on business. You know, business is such an integral part of the economy and everything like that. And let's kind of segue into some other stuff, right? Because we've talked about logistics, we've talked about business, we've talked about gun control, we've talked about the borders, right? So much good stuff. There's some concerns that's kind of been, spreading across Twitter, really about crime. Crime has been a big thing lately. A lot of people have been affected negatively. Some people have been affected kind of.
Thank you very much
in a
for the
really bad
follow
light.
to the
People have been
fortune teller.
deported. There's been some issues with the police department. And it's
hope you're
just
doing
really
well.
been such a big deal. Mr. Jax, you want to kind of tell us a little bit about what your goals are and policies you want to put in place to kind of keep Blaine County safer than what it's been previously?
Well, I'm going to start off answering that question by commenting on something my opponent said earlier, and that is he wanted to reduce crime to zero. while I definitely agree with my opponent, I would love nothing more than for crime to be completely, excuse me, non-existent. Uh, Everyone in this room can agree that that is just something that is 100% impossible. There's always going to be crime as long as evil exists in the world. But that doesn't mean that there's not preventative measures that we can take to making sure that crime is the lowest it can be, to where the citizens can feel safe going out and being in their homes without having to worry about people breaking in or being attacked on the streets. Um, I can give one example of how crime was tackled. The good men and women of the Blaine County Sheriff's Office just the other day went down to Los Santos and took down someone very prolific, causing a lot of problems, Miss Tingling. I, for one thing, agree that.
Oh, I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Hey,
There,
don't hit
Mr.
your,
Torres?
don't punch the reporter.
It was a muscle
I
flex.
told you should let him have the Jesus.
My apologies. I was a little distracted by someone getting decked. Um, our police force is definitely an integral part of making sure that crime stays low and the criminals are
Not me
put
being
where they
like, what the
belong
fuck?
behind bars. That also does factor into the less strict gun control laws. Uh, legally legal firearm carrying citizens able to defend themselves will definitely deter criminals from being able to uh, get what they need done. Because if the person they're trying to attack or rob or kill can defend themselves, then a smart criminal isn't going to mess with them. So my stance on the less strict gun control laws does factor into crime being lower. I'll allow my opponent to do his rebuttal if he would like to do so at the moment.
Yes, I have a great plan. I have a concept of a plan. I'm gonna tell it to you right now, okay? I call it Project Trident, okay? Here's what we do, okay? We use drones, government sponsored drones, and it's gonna be a three-pronged effect, okay? That's why it's a trident. It's three. Try is three. So what we do is when we hire people to fly the drones, okay? They're gonna fly around looking for criminals, so it's gonna crime down, economy up, okay? Crime down, economy up, and safety, and people getting jobs. So that's the three prongs. And then the safety of the borders. That's the third prong. You give you the economy and the safety and the borders and the jobs and project a concept of a plan.
Oh, that's right. Do you have
I do agree in some way with my opponent. Definitely uh, more more people checking the border would keep the criminals from the would definitely keep the criminals from the city out. As recently, a lot of crimes and uh, mishaps that have happened in Blaine County have been the results of people coming up from Los Santos. Our prime example was recently, just a few days ago, with uh, Mayor Artemis of Los Santos when she came up here and started causing a ruckus with the Blaine County Sheriff's Department. So yeah, that is one thing I can uh, agree on with my opponent is uh, the more strict border control would be a factor in possibly stopping the crime at the border stops before they're able to get in. Uh, Unfortunately, not to throw shade or insult at my opponent, but it was kind of difficult to understand half of what they were talking about.
Okay. Do you have anything to add to that?
You need me to talk at the kids talk? Skibbity.
Shit.
Okay.
You
Let's
understand?
dive into the next topic.
Shit.
So I mean, a lot of good topics have been pushed around. Lots of good conversation so far.
Oh my god.
So we're
I'm
gonna
gonna
go
turn
ahead and
down my
jump
mic so I
into.
don't freaking burn your guys' ears out. So, Jesus Christ. Oh my god.
Citizens really value their privacy. They believe that their home is their safe haven. They believe that they can go home and really be themselves, kind of unwind. Um, you know, Blaine County is kind of, kind of a, from a, for lack of better terms, like a close knit community, right? Pretty much everybody knows their neighbor. Kind of tell me, Mr. Dump here, how do you feel about privacy? How do you feel about people being able to express themselves in their own home?
The homes are gonna be very private. We're gonna have more domes. We're gonna have smaller domes on top of the homes in the bigger dome. It'll be a big dome and then little domes over the homes, and people will go in the domes and then they'll go in their homes. And it'll be super private in there, and then there'll be drones over the domes and the homes. And it's gonna be very private because we're gonna keep all the undesirables away, and the desirables will be in their homes under the domes, under the drone, under the big dome.
Okay, perfect. And the production team filming this just asked me a question here. Could you clarify? Are you talking that there will be drones over the domes? Am I understanding that correct?
The drones over the domes and inside the domes.
Okay, so be drones over and inside of the dome. Okay, all right. Thank you for the
Maybe we'll make the
clarification.
drone out of dome, or we make the drone out of drones.
Okay. Uh, would you like to kind of tell us what your thoughts are on privacy? Or rebuttal.
Well, uh, I can start by saying that being able to have the privacy inside of their homes isn't just a state; it's a federal right. Every human has the right to the privacy in their own homes. To comment on my opponents, who seems to really like domes. Uh, the one thing that I don't like is this thing with the drones. While the drones can definitely be useful for looking after
Oh,
those
damn it.
less undesirables, the ones committing crimes, being able to have eyes in the sky tracking them. What I don't agree with is his thing about having drones above the domes. Uh, just gets rid of the whole privacy thing if you're having someone uh, constantly looking into your home. That just completely negates the whole privacy thing.
But they won't be looking in. Can I rebuttal?
But
Can I
yes,
rebuttal?
please go ahead.
They won't be looking in. They'll just be looking at the homes under the domes. They'll just be looking at, not with just the regular cameras either, with like infrared, like night vision, like gamma rays, X rays, but no light waves or anything. They can't like see you showering or nothing. Like nothing creepy, nothing like that. It's like everything else you do, and like what TV you're watching, and who you're calling on the phone.
To comment on my opponent's words, uh, some of those things that my opponent mentioned about the drones do have the ability to see inside of structures. So if the drones have the ability to see inside structures, that completely eliminates the people's right to privacy inside their own homes if someone can see them inside.
Oh, we just well peeked. I promise.
The fuck? We just
That
want to peek.
just in with all due respect to Mr. Harris who's moderating this, that's completely disrespectful to the people of Blaine County. If that is your opinion on it.
It's only for the bad guys.
Okay, all right, let's jump into the next topic. So we've had a lot of good coverage, right? Again, we've talked about crime, we've talked about business, we talked about,
I'm fucking dying. over here.
taxes. Something I think is very important that we kind of should discuss is let's talk about outdoor life, wildlife, right? The hunting. What kind of what are kind of your thoughts, Mr. Dump, on hunting and allowing civilians to hunt?
Are we gonna have another dome over the wildlife places so people can hunt the deer and the antelope there, and they laugh and play or
'Cause-
something like that. I think there's a song about
I knew
it.
he was gonna
The
quote the
American
song.
Football, right? There's a song.
Because the deer and
right?
the antelope
Everybody knows
play.
it. So I'm gonna put that into the dome, and they're gonna hunt them if they want. They're probably gonna have to because food's gonna be really expensive.
Jesus
Well, with all the
Christ.
like the tariffs and the taxes, it'll be under the safety of the dome.
Okay. All right, Mr. Jackson, tell us a little bit about how you feel about hunting and the policy surrounding, unless you have any rebuttal for that.
I'm an avid hunter, a big fan of the outdoors. I do believe hunting is a good thing because it's, well, not only used to uh, hunt, you can be able to use the meat and the hides for all kinds of purposes. It also helps with keeping the population under control, which in turn actually does benefit the ecosystem around it. To comment on my opponent's the whole thing about the dome, uh, the dome, I don't know why I said this earlier, but the domes would actually be not beneficial, especially for the ecosystem, because if you're inside of the dome, well, especially the outside, the wilderness, all the heat that builds up with the sun, if there's no airflow, would be very critical and dangerous to the ecosystem because if they don't get the proper amount of air and sun and everything else that's required to keep the plants alive, it's going to ruin the ecosystem, which will kill the animals, which will prevent hunting.
I'd like to rebuttal.
Sure,
Okay,
go ahead.
first off, okay, air conditioning. The dome will be air conditioned. It'll be nice. Okay, we're gonna have the small domes. We're gonna make really small domes for the animals. And inside the smaller domes, we'll have like little houses, little homes for the animals, little homes inside the domes for the animals. And then maybe we'll feed them. We'll feed them every day and take care of them really nice. And then maybe at the end of the season, maybe we'll take a couple. I don't know. It's this new thing. I think they call it. I forget what they call it, but we'll put them into little homes and take care of them really nice. I think they call it
Captivity? Question
framing,
mark?
farming, husbandry. I condense the animal. They create little meat cubes and you sell it.
I will add one rebuttal to my opponent and move on to the next topic. He basically just described a zoo. We can move
Yeah.
on.
I was gonna say captivity.
Very nice.
I
People
agree
can
with him.
visit.
Oh my
People
god.
can feed them. The little coins
Like a
machines.
farm petting zoo or like an actual
Create new
zoo
topic,
captivity. Yeah.
Okay, sure. So, again, just to kind of recap, we've discovered, we've discussed, with the wilderness and hunting, which I think is a very integral part here in Blaine County, especially with about 84% of the actual property landing up here, uh, just being wilderness alone. Coming in from the internet here, I
Oh,
got a
yep,
quick
yep. He's
message
gonna
here.
ask her.
It's from somebody, Mr. Joe, asking, how will our candidates help increase funding for our local schools? Mr. Jackson, you want to talk about how funding and will work for local
I
schools?
fucking love this. This is great.
That's a very good question. You said their name was Joe.
Yeah. Used
Well,
to say Joe the fortune teller.
well,
They'll
Joe.
fucking know.
If I can answer your question,
That's
I
Storm
can start by
Tossany.
saying the children and the youth are America's cornerstone. It's America's future. They'll be our future. Uh, they'll be our future leaders, future doctors, future lawyers. When all of us grow old, they'll be our age, and they'll be the ones, uh,
I can see that.
possibly in
I
positions
mean, they're
like
taking it
mayor
pretty
or
serious. At least
secretary
one
of
of them
state,
is.
like Miss Beckford over here.
Oh, Jesus, that's
Um,
me.
I do believe schools should get the proper funding to be able to properly teach our youth. And if elected, I will do everything possible in the power that I have to make sure that the schools get the proper funding to be able to do things for the betterment of our future.
Oh, that's cute.
A lot of good points raised there. Mr. Dump, do you have anything to add? Or
Yeah,
rebuttal
yeah,
or anything like that?
yeah. I'd like to say, okay, when I was younger, the teacher, they'd put the notes on the projector and they project it on the wall, and it was hard for me to see sometimes. So what I want to do is I would project the notes to the class on the side of the dome, and everybody in Polito or everybody in Grapeseed, they can all read. They can all read the notes to the class. So everybody can get the education paid for by the dome, by the people of Los Santos, because we're gonna make them pay for it with all the tariffs and taxes. Everybody will get the education from the dome. The words will be up on the dome, all glittery and bright, like a shining hill on a shining city on a hill. It'll be very big. It'll be the biggest notes, the biggest text you ever seen. It'll probably definitely be bigger than like Mount Rushmore. Probably bigger. Probably have my face next to it. Probably.
Okay. Do you have anything to add to that?
I do not. I do not. Next topic.
Okay, sure. So another good topic that I kind of want to get into, since we're on the topic of funding, what about the police department, right? Because the police department, the sheriff's office, it's important. Funding is a big deal for them. Policies and procedures are a big deal for police to make sure they're not overstepping the bounds of civilians and citizens. And with crime being on the rise, what kinds of some policies that you have in place or in mind? Rather in mind, once you get in office, Mr. Dom.
Like I said, we're gonna have the drones. We're gonna have the drone program. So not only will we be hiring civilians, we're gonna also be hiring people from the police departments, and also using AI operators from overseas, and they're gonna be there. We're gonna increase funding. You're gonna have so many drones. The police are gonna get them really expensive, really nice drones. Maybe really nice seats to pilot them from. Maybe something ergonomic. Maybe something very expensive. Something nice. Something suede. Very definitely ergonomic. And so, and yeah, everybody else to just get the little ones, little drones.
Okay. What about you, Mr. Jackson? How do you feel about the funding on the police department or the police department as a whole and the policies that they have to put in place to keep the citizens safe?
Well, to start out, as I mentioned earlier, the good men and women of the Blaine County Sheriff's Office were able to take a high-profile criminal off the streets, Miss Tingling, as I mentioned earlier. The police department is a necessary. Oh, fuck! I'm so sorry. Why does everyone keep hitting Miss Beckford this evening?
Wow. I'm speechless over here.
Anyways, I apologize for the distraction. The police department is definitely a necessary thing to make sure the people stay safe. Uh,
Everybody wants to
there
hit
have
Miss
been
Beckford
good
now.
things that the police department have done, and there have been
Hit Miss Beckford, hit on Miss
not so
Beckford,
good
make fun of
things
Miss Beckford, whatever.
the police department have done. While I do believe that they do deserve the proper funding, uh, if
I'm
the
dying.
officers aren't able to do their job and they're resorting to acts of unnecessary violence against the people, that's where I draw the line.
That's a good point there. Well, Mr. Dump, I believe you already had your piece, but do you have any rebuttal for this at all?
No, I'm ready for the next topic.
Okay. So we're going to stay in the topic of police because I've got two more topics to get through. And then we've got a couple of questions from the folks on the internet watching this stream. Obviously, sponsored by our local taxpayers and Blaine County Savings Bank. So, Mr. Jackson, go ahead and tell me, what is your take on the recent assassination attempt on Mayor Artemis Vane?
While my opinion has changed about Mayor Artemis over the past few days with her the action she has taken over here in Blaine County and her recent arrest, my opinion on that is whoever is responsible for the attempted assassination on Mayor Artemis's life definitely needs to be brought to justice. I
Interesting.
don't condone, and in fact, I am disgusted by the actions of the individual that carried out this attempt.
Oh
I have
no!
disagreements with
Oh no!
someone. I
Oh,
certainly
shit.
don't agree with some of the things that she has done, but killing someone because of it is definitely disgusting, and I, standing here right now, not condoning the actions. And I do hope that the good men and women of the Blaine County Sheriff's Department and the San Andreas State Police can bring this killer to justice.
Damn.
Mr. Dump, what are your thoughts on that?
I would just say that I ran against Tony Spain, and that if I were elected there, it wouldn't have happened. It would have been different. And secondly, okay, if you had the drones, it wouldn't have happened.
Oh
You
my
had the
god.
drones, it wouldn't have happened. Now, and if we do the drones right now, we can catch the guy. If we had the drones, we'd already catch the guy. If it did happen, it wouldn't have happened. But if it did happen, we would have caught the guy. It wouldn't have been a big deal. If we get the drones now, we can catch the guy. But right now, nobody knows who the guy is. Nobody knows. It could be anybody. It could be nobody. It could be fake news. Who knows? You know? But here's the thing, right? Like, if you voted for me, this wouldn't have happened. If they vote for me now, it won't happen. Wouldn't happen. Won't happen. Not gonna happen.
Ooh, good,
Okay.
good question, John Waddle.
So I got a couple more questions. We're going to kind of keep it short because we're starting to butt up towards the end of our debate here, and I don't want to start skipping questions because I've got a lot of really juicy questions to get through. Two more here. The next one is, does anyone want, Mr. Jackson, you want to give us a little bit of color on the thoughts of the recent attempt that occurred with some of the bank robberies up in Grapeseed. Excuse me, not bank robberies, but store robberies. What do you believe the police department should do? What kind of some policies or what kind of some safe place holders that you've got in mind?
So, when someone robs a bank, they're definitely taking away money from people who have worked hard to earn the money. If elected, I am proposing a little bit of upgraded security in these banks. After speaking with some people about it the other day, I had heard details that the cameras had gone offline for a while, so whoever broke into the vaults and stole the money wasn't on camera. So I would definitely
I don't know
enforce
if he knows if it was store
more
or bank
upgraded
because
security
Tim
or
changed the
cameras,
topic.
ways to
So
keep
this is interesting.
any entrance and exit monitored at all times, and maybe possibly being able to hire a couple of security guards to make sure that these attempts happen less, if not at all.
So, all good context. Mr. Dump, what do you feel about the recent robbery attempts, robberies?
If I were mayor, there'd be a dome over the bank and they wouldn't have got in because bad guys can't get to the dome. It's not allowed. It's illegal. So we put the dome over the bank, and then we have the drones flying over the dome over the
Oh
bank.
my
So we
god.
caught the guys before it even happened. They wouldn't even been there. And then if they did happen, since some got in, then we would have caught them afterwards. We got them, and they would have been dealt with swiftly and justly and bigly. And anybody who would have saw it would be like, "Wow, that's justice. That's justice." I've even seen justice like that since that. Wow, that's the pinnacle of justice, the epitome.
Okay. All right. Two more questions again. Um, so, recently there was an interaction that took place between the San Andreas State Patrol and the civilian. I mean, she was tased about 18, 19 times. She was taken to Pillbox Medical for
Oh
hospital.
snap!
Mr.
Shit.
Jackson, do you have any kind of hard pressed thoughts on what the police department should do to be more fair and more just to civilians, or do you think the total amount of tasers was justified?
Oh shit.
In my opinion, the amount of tasers was unnecessary, but uh, if if you are asking about the person that I am referring to, that you if I'm thinking about the same person you're referring to, they were a difficult person to keep down. It seemed like the tasers were working, but also at the same time not working because they were able to get up and eventually make their escape. Uh, in my personal opinion, the officers definitely could have handled that situation better without all the unnecessary tasering. But at the same time, I believe that doing what's necessary to make sure a criminal is properly arrested should be the way to go.
That's pretty decent.
Mr. Dump, how do you feel about that situation? What are your thoughts?
In this day and age, really, honestly, she's lucky she didn't catch a bullet. Okay, there's lots of people they catch bullets for a lot less. Okay, and she was
Somebody's
fighting the
about to catch
police,
them
and
hands.
she only got tased a few times. You know, that's not so much. That's not so much. Sometimes people get shot for a lot less. Sometimes people just standing up and doing a rally and they get shot at.
Oh my
So
god, you did
honestly,
not!
she's
You
criminal.
did
She
not!
probably deserves worse. She probably deserves to get the drone, not the dome. You know what I'm saying?
Oh my god,
Okay.
you shit! Shit!
Mr. Jackson, you have anything to rebuttal on that topic?
No rebuttal.
All right, so we're going to move out of our police topic. Um, uh, in terms of crime,
I'm dying.
one more police question, and then we're going to move on to a question about civilian life. Um, John Waddle of SASP asks, how do you plan to deal with corruption in the PD if it occurs? That was a question for Mr. Dump, and then we'll allow Mr. Jackson to kind of chime in.
I get a nose for corruption. I know about it. Everywhere I go, they look at me and they go, "Wow, that guy knows about corruption." I go, "Yes, yes, I do. I know all about. Others know about it. When I saw corrupt people. I met with them. They know me. They like me. I like them. They're okay people. They're corrupt, and you gotta work with them sometimes so you can fuck them over later. And sometimes,
Jesus.
I would drain the swamp. Drain the swamp. It's a swampy place, and we're gonna get rid of them. I'm gonna put my own people in there, and we're gonna get rid of the bad people. And they're gonna get the drone, not the dumb.
Okay.
The
Mr.
drone,
Jackson,
not
how do
the
you feel
dope. I
about
love that. I fucking love that.
what's your plan to deal with corruption in the PD if it occurs?
Corruption, in my opinion, needs to be stomped out immediately if found and investigated properly. People in positions of power should be in the positions of power to help the people. If their interests are not in the interest of the people and for their own personal gain, then I do believe they should be immediately removed. I do want to comment on something that my opponents said about putting their own people in position. While I do agree that as a mayor, you should put people in uh, positions if they're able to be unbiased. If you're putting your own people in because they're your own people, then in my opinion, they're basically sharing your interest, and that could lead to possible corruption in the near future.
Thanks, rebuttal.
Sure, go ahead.
I know the best people. Where you go, they look at me and they say, "Wow, like, I know these best people," and I do really. I go and I go there and I meet the people, and they're so nice. They're so very nice. They'll get you. They'll get you anything if you ask for it. They'll get you water. They'll let you. They'll let you do it if you're famous. You go there, and they're so nice. So I know people.
Mr. Jackson, do you have anything to add to that?
Actually, I do.
Oh damn.
I don't have anything against putting people that I know in certain positions, but I wouldn't put those people in those certain positions if
They
one,
weren't
they don't have
qualified.
any experience of doing
Yep.
it, and two, they're not able to properly handle those positions without doing anything that could possibly jeopardize the people.
I feel that.
I'd like to say that all the people that I know, they can handle it. All the people I know, they handle it. I don't know people that can't handle it. If you can't handle it, I don't know you.
Oh no.
No rebuttal.
Okay. All right, so that ends our topic on policing. You know, policing is just such an important topic, especially in modern day, right?
I know.
Because,
I am too,
there's
Dodge.
just
I
so
am
much
too.
crime, and I think it's an important topic that
I was tempted to like
people
send
should be
something
spending
in
more
as
time
O'Malley,
thinking
but I was like,
about.
nah.
It's just such a big deal, especially with a lot of these assassination attempts, the robberies, the car theft. It's really a problem. Um, all right, so let's segue into a next topic. Let's talk about civilian life, right? This has to do with the people living in Blaine County, kind of what their life is like, public resources, that type of thing. Um, so first, let's talk about. Here's one from Joe Mama. How do they deal with homelessness? Mr. Jackson, do you want to talk about how
You had to
you
speak
plan to
up.
put policies in place,
He had it
whether for or
because you
against
called it. You
homeless
called it
people?
out. Now he was like, oh well, I guess I have to do the Joe Mama joke.
I am for homeless people.
Oh.
They are people just like us. Some people will see them as lesser beings. I do not see it that way. I do believe that shelters should be put in place to be able to help those less fortunate possibly get back up on their feet and possibly get in the position of getting a job that would possibly help them get out of homelessness.
I agree with that.
Okay. Good. Mr. Dump, please tell us your thoughts on
Oh God, he's gonna put him in a dome
how
with
you're
the
going to deal with
drones.
homelessness.
The answer's simple, really. I thought it up a while ago, and I'm surprised that nobody's ever really thought of it before.
Oh
Okay,
God.
so here it is. All right, just being homeless illegal. If it's illegal to be homeless, then you just won't be. There won't be any homeless people anymore, and there won't be any homeless people under the dome. Because when you're under the dome, you're at home.
Ah, that's actually pretty good. That's a good slogan.
Mr. Jackson, do you have anything
That's
to
a fucking good slogan.
add to that?
No.
Ah!
Back to my computer. What'd you say?
Double my.
Do you have anything to add? Popcorn and peanut gallery?
When you're under the job, you know.
Fucking got called out.
Okay.
That's unfortunate. I liked his company.
Wow. Okay. So next question here. Let's continue on civilian life.
Oh, poor
Um,
Nuclear. Come back,
You
Nuclear.
know, homelessness is something we talked about just now. It's definitely a big deal. It happens a lot in urban cities, and also happens out in the middle of nowhere. You know, so there's been some kind of some concerns really around Harmony over there near the water treatment area, having poor water quality. Um, you know, Mr. Jackson, do you have any plans or policies in place to increase the quality of the water or to provide clean drinking water to those folks living there?
If the quality of water isn't up to standard, not only would it be unsafe for people to consume, it would
Bathe.
possibly bring damage to
And a bunch of other
the
stuff. Property.
farming industry, which
Mhm.
is definitely prevalent over in Grapeseed. If you all passed by there, you have definitely seen the farmland over there.
Mm-hmm.
If the water isn't good enough, that possibly poses damage to the crops. As for drinking water, clean drinking water should be a right of every son of Blaine County, not just any person of Blaine
I'm
County,
so sad you left.
everyone in America and all over the world to drink.
Oh, he's right there. Okay.
Thank you for that. Mr. Dump, do you have anything to add to that?
Yes, I've been making deals with large companies, and I've made a deal with the Sprunk Corporation that if elected mayor, that all public plumbing will be replaced with Sprunk instead of water.
Ew. What?
It's got electrolytes.
Just to clarify, you're saying Sprunk, like the soft drink? It's got all the sugar and stuff in it?
What the
And
fuck?
soft drink Sprunk, brought to you by Sprunk.
Okay. Mr. Jackson, do you have anything to add to that?
Yes, if you definitely wanted to cause damage to the
Farmlands.
farming industry
Add
and
soda.
possibly the entire water supply, yeah, go ahead and put Sprunk everywhere. That statement is completely ridiculous, and
You ridiculous.
Okay. Go ahead and
I'm
finish his statement and I'll let you talk.
first of all, I'm going to ignore the insults of my opponent. We are here to have a civil debate, and I will not stoop down to his level of.
The sidewide
childishness.
assaults. Sidewide assaults. Yikes.
As for the whole Sprunk thing, it's simple. Having Sprunk as the water source will definitely not benefit the people. Then that's all I have to say.
Okay.
I mean, the plumbing will go.
Like a rebuttal.
Oh my god. The plumbing, the
Sprunk's got
farming, everything.
electrolytes. It's what plants crave. Brought to you by Sprunk.
Please do not bring sponsorships into this place. This is a place for facts and discussion. All right, I do have a message from somebody on Twitter. Her handle is @tingling. She says, "Honey, stay off my block. What does Mr. Jackson feel, specifically, if I decided to take over a block? Mr. Jackson's directed towards you unless you had before. Mr. Tingling here is asking what you'll do if she takes over a block."
Well, there's a very simple answer to that. She can take over any block she wants, but the same thing that happened to her before is going to happen to her again.
Oh, damn.
If you're going to cause problems in Blaine County or Los Santos once again, that problem is going to be taken care of and dealt with swiftly.
Woo! Snap.
Mr. Dump, I know this wasn't directed towards you, but I just want to get your thoughts. What are your thoughts on a civilian force taking over some state or city funded property? Do
There's
you
no
feel that
way. Under my administration, there's no way that can happen. There'd be too many domes, too many drones. They wouldn't know. There's just no way. There's no way that could happen under my administration. Absolutely not.
okay? All right. I believe I'm out of questions for now. Mr. Torres or Dave, since you're standing in the back, do you have any questions for either one of these opponents?
At present, I don't. A couple of them kind of got answered by from other people's questions.
Okay. Miss Beckford, do you have any questions?
Hmm. If we decide to potentially put a bridge across to Roxwood County, what do you both take as far as your opinions on the stats for it? As the county exists, we just haven't built the bridge to cross it. And should that area deplete and they need to be absorbed, would you be for or against building the bridge?
We'll go ahead and get the floor to Mr. Dump first.
I would probably use electric helicopters at first for a while, and then see after the domes are built if it's still a requirement to work on that bridge. But probably do a little game of leapfrog the electric helicopter.
Jesus Christ.
Okay. Mr. Jackson.
Well, to start off with that, not every citizen has access to an electric helicopter, so that's that out of the way. I am for building a bridge over there. It might possibly open up more things of more jobs. People could go over there. Possibly add more opportunities for people. Could bring better, more economy and money into Blaine County. So, yeah, I'm definitely for building a bridge over there.
Interesting. Good take.
So many good topics here. All right. I'm not seeing any more on the internet. Let me just double check Twitter real quick. Make sure we're not missing any questions. And if not, then we'll go ahead and wrap it up with some final comments. But just sit tight with me for just a second. I think we've got everything. Okay. All right, so just some final remarks, guys. Thanks again for tuning in.
Oh, Mr.
Obviously.
Harris, I just got an email in. My apologies.
Sure.
It's from it seems an overseas client who did help establish Shinomi Medical. His concern is with the new pharmaceutical rep and having side effects to some of the city people of Los Santos, and with Polito Medical having a pharmacy up here. What is your take with some of the new drugs that have circulated the market?
Let's start with Mr. Jackson.
Well, if these, I'll start by saying I'm not an expert in the medical field, but what I can say is if these from the people I'm thinking it's coming from, then yes, if it's definitely beneficial to the people, I'm for it. But if those drugs are bringing harm to the citizens and are not properly tested, then that's where I draw the line.
All right. Mr. Dump, what do you think about this new pharmaceutical company bringing in all these new drugs and stuff? And, what was your stance on that?
But we're gonna have the best healthcare, the best medical care under the dome. It's gonna be the best you can ever find, man.
Oh my god.
When people from outside the dome, they'll come up to it, they'll look in, they'll be tinted, but they'll be able to see just a little bit. They go, wow, look at all those healthy people. I've never seen so many healthy people walking around taking pills from the Shinomi medical. They have so many drugs and they're walking around. They're gonna be happy people that they see. The people on the outside of the domes, they're gonna be sad. You're not even gonna get close to the domes in real life though. There's just a story. Because in real life, there's gonna be drones outside the domes, keeping the people away from the domes. So they wouldn't even get close to see inside. If they did, that's how it would go.
Oh my god, I'm
Okay.
dying.
Mr. Jackson, do you have any rebuttal for that at all?
I will add one thing. I've actually gotten the opportunity to speak with a couple of individuals from Shinomiya Medical, and after getting to know them quite a bit, I do believe that they definitely have the people's best interest at heart. I know some people definitely have a not so good feeling about Shinomiya Medical, but at the end of the day,
Ooh,
I
but the
wholeheartedly trust them to have the people's
the
best
pharmacy
interest
and
when
the
it comes
Shinomiya
to
Medical
their
are two
overall health.
separate things, though.
Right, thanks for that. Ms. Bedford, do we have anybody else reaching out to you at all?
I don't currently have an email additional to that as far as our overseas clients. That was just Mr. Shinomiya stating that he was concerned about a different pharmaceutical rep under the Shinomiya.
Okay. All right. Well, I think we did good time. I think we covered a lot of great ground, and I think we gave the people a lot to kind of go off of and make an informed decision because, voting is important, and making an informed decision is even more important. Um, keep your vote private, keep your vote to yourself. Don't let anybody else know who you're voting for. It's none of their business. It's actually your right of privacy. Do keep in mind that voting will begin very, very soon. We're talking within not too far from now. Um, Double check the dates here, make sure I'm quoting everything right here. Voting will start on December the 13th on the city portal. Again, the city portal, if you don't know what that is, you can definitely find it. There's links for that everywhere. And the voting will end on 12/15. Votes will be publicized on 12/16. So make sure that you get all of your votes filled out online. If you cannot get them filled out online, make sure you contact one of the federal members, and they can help out with getting those votes in for you. This is such an important election. Every election is important, but this one's important as well. Thank you to Mr. Jackson and Mr. Dump again for visiting us here in this this debate. I think we again covered a lot of great ground, and it was a pleasure speaking with both of you and being in the presence of both of you during this. Any final closing remarks? Tell the guys thanks, something like that.
Well, I'll go ahead and start if my opponent will allow it. Every citizen of Blaine County should make their voices heard. Whether they vote for myself or my opponent here, every person exercising their right to vote is definitely a good person in my book. If they do decide to put their trust in me to keep Blaine County running, I will make sure that the voices of the people are my voice as well, and I will do my best to please them.
Thanks so much for that. Mr. Dump, do you have any final closing remarks for that?
I do. If you vote for me, if you elect me mayor, you'll be at home under the dome.
All right, at home under the dome. What a catchy phrase. All right, well, thanks again, guys. And this has been such a good time.
Perfect.
All right,
Thank you for hosting the debate, Mr. Harris.
anytime.
Thank you, Mr. Harris. This is the best debate I've ever been to.
Great.
Trust me, I know debates. I go to other debates. I'm the best debater.
Welcome
I'm a
back, Mr.
master
Robinson.
debater.
All right. I have it marked 1 hour and 29 minutes.
It's not too bad. I was aiming for an hour 30.
You were trying to extend it or under?
I'll get it right at 1 hour 30. It could be a good time.
Perfect. Does anybody need anything to eat or drink? Nobody's going to die,
I'm
are
tired
they?
and old. I'm gonna go
I'm
sit
okay.
in my limo and smoke a cigar.
So, didn't he just get elected president? Why is he running for mayor?
No, that's different. That's Mr. Dump. You're thinking Trump.
Oh. That's canon? Here?
Well, I think that went well. Hey, Davey, you got some of those Cheez-Its?
Are you eating Cheez-Its, Mr. Jackson?
Hold on. Just pull them out of my pocket.
Hold on a minute. I got some too hot. Oh, listen.
Oh
Gotcha.
my God! All right. You know what? I'm just going to wait outside. You guys are ridiculous.
Do not touch my F620. Hold on.
Why would I touch it?
No, not you.
Okay. Alright guys, so I'm going to be putting an end to the stream. I hope you guys enjoyed yourself, and if you haven't had a chance, they're essentially going to be working over Blaine County, and if you haven't, so this is Polito right here, which is part of Blaine County, and we were just having our debate right over there. So this all north of the Vinewood sign is what they're going to be the mayor of, and this is just the other half. The other side is farm, which is super nice. So actually, I might be able to sneak over there real quick to give you guys a little peer over. So for those who are not familiar with, hopefully I don't crash myself if I go too far. You can see Sandy Shores, and then on the other side is going to be Grapeseed. So, all right, guys, I'm going to cut the stream here. I hope you guys have had a chance to come see us in the city. If you haven't, feel free to check us out. Stuff is linked in channels, etc. And for those who are Starstruck City who are not able to come into the debate but are still part of RATE, you guys will be able to vote at the city portal. So I'll see you guys in city. Thank you very much for essentially watching the debate. I hope you guys had fun. All right. Bye.